مهسا امینی این بار بعد از کشته‌های بسیار و بعد از قتل عام‌های گوناگون در طول 44 سال گذشته باز هم مثل هر روز شاهد کشتار مردم ایران، این دفعه دختر 22 ساله به جرم هیچ، فقط ثابت بخوام بکنن که رژیمشون اسلامیه، کثافت اسلامشون تمام منطقه رو برداشته و این نه تنها موافق خود سیستم های ارتجاعی منطقه هست بلکه موافق خود سیستم هایی هستن که هر روز بعد از جمهوری اسلامی برای ما طالبان و القاعده و داعش و الکوفت و الزهر ما را بردن و منافعشون رو دارن تو جیب خودشون میرسن و کم هم که میارن. بعد 20 سال اشغال دارید میبینید جلوی چشم مردم دنیا، بار دیگه بعد 20 سال اشغال طالبان رو دوباره سر مردم افغانستان، سر گرده مردم افغان سوار کردن. بنابراین ککشون هم نمیگیزه که چی خبره در ایران، چی میگذره. بگذاریم مردم ایران تو خیابان ها اومدن اعتراض خودشون رو نشون بدن به حجاب اجباری، به اسلامی که سیاسی شده و میخواد تمام 1400 سال تفکر ارتجاعی خودش رو با عصر شترچرانی در قرن 21 به خورد مردم ایران بده. مرگ بر جمهوری اسلامی!
مرگ بر جمهوری اسلامی!
Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Thank you for being here today. We gathered here to oppose Islamic regime of Iran brutality, killings, misogyny, ongoing arrests, torture, and executions. These days, Raisi, who almost 2 years ago was installed by Iran's regime as president of Iran, is attending the UN 77th General Assembly to brag on how happy Iranians are and how everything is perfect in Iran and how happy Iranians are and how everything is perfect in Iran. And people are supporting his regime. This is a bullshit. He will bullshit. While Mehsa Amini, 22 years old woman, dies after being arrested for no so-called proper hijab and falling into coma while in custody of Iran's morality police. Mehsa was traveling with her brother to Tehran from Kurdistan region, visiting relatives in capital. They were stopped by a patrol of so-called morality police. This is a dedicated unit that enforces a strict dress code for women, such as wearing hijab. The police grabbed her and forced her to a police vehicle and took her to the police station to be educated, re-educated actually. So, about hijab. While her brother was waiting outside the police station for her to be released, an ambulance pulled over and took his sister Mehsa to the hospital. She was beaten so hard while in custody that she falls in coma and never wakes up again. Shame on police brutality in Iran. Shame! Shame! There were only 2 hours between her arrest and being taken to hospital. Iran's authorities are claiming Mehsa died because of heart attack. What a lie! Iran authorities, but Iran's family confirmed she was a healthy 22 years old woman with no pre-existing heart condition. So she was reportedly beaten in custody by Iran's morally police. Sorry. Her death is unforgivable. Like many other daily arrests, tortures, and executions happening in Iran every day. What is happening in Iran are fault of Iranian regime, and officials should definitely be accountable for. The death of Mehsa Amini should be strongly condemned worldwide to prevent further brutality and violence against women in Iran. We can't breathe now. Exactly at the time that when a young black man in U.S. was arrested by police, U.S. police, and was, pushed so hard that he died on the street right away. That's why we can't breathe now. Nobody can breathe when hear this problem, this brutality of the Islamic regime in Iran. Please join us to reveal regime's brutality towards people of Iran, oppose sexual apartheid in Iran, oppose hijab and forced dress code, no to Islamic Republic of Iran, down with Islamic regime of Iran, long live international solidarity, freedom, bread, and red rose. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here today, and sorry for the interruption of my son. So in Farsi. اوکی دوستان از من خواستن چند کلمه فارسی بگم. راستش همه ما که اینجا هستیم میدونیم برای چی اومدیم اینجا. هیچ مسئله جدیدی در واقع اتفاق نیفتاده. هر روز خانواده های ایرانی با مرگ فرزندانشون، با زندانی کردن فرزندانشون، با شکنجه فرزندانشون، با گرفتاری های توی خیابون، توی محل کار، توی هر جایی که شما فکر بکنین، در پابلیک، در خیابان، در اتوبوس، همیشه گرفتار به اصطلاح گاردین های رژیم هستن. کسایی هستن که به اسم اخلاق میخوان مردم رو به سکوت وادار کنن. کسانی از اخلاق حرف میزنن که هیچ گونه اخلاق انسانی درشون یافت نمیشه. کسی که از یک دختر 22 ساله در خیابون نمیگذره به ضربه و شتم اون میپردازه. کسی که هر روز زنهای بسیاری رو به خاطر اینکه حجاب رو رعایت نکردن دستگیر میکنه، مورد ضرب و شتم قرار میده و به زندان میافکنه و به اصطلاح براشون لکچر اخلاقی میدن، هیچ بوی از اخلاق نبردن. به همین دلیل هستش که مردم ایران هر روز در خیابونا هستن. این روزا اکثریت مردم ایران دروغ‌های رژیم جمهوری اسلامی رو به اصطلاح باور نمی‌کنن. این فقط جوانان نیستن که اینو باور ندارن، سندان‌ها هم باور ندارن. سندان‌هایی که دو رژیم رو به خودشون دیدن. فشار اجتماعی اقتصادی که در رژیم گذشته باهاش روبرو بودن همچنان ادامه داره، ولی به شکل دیگر، به شکل اسلامی، به شکل توهمات اسلامی، به شکل اخلاقیاتی که به اسم اسلام به خورد مردم میدن. بنابراین مردم ما میدونن چی نمیخوان، اتفاقا به خوبی هم میدونن چی میخوان، برعکس اون تبلیغاتی که این روزا میشه که مردم نمیدونن چی میخوان. مردم این حکومت رو نمیخوان، به جاش رفاه میخوان، آزادی میخوان، انسانیت میخوان، حق اجتماعی زیست میخوان، حق کار میخوان، نان میخوان، آزادی میخوان، حجاب نمیخوان. مردم میدونن اینا رو میخوان و یک تامین یک همچین چیزایی به هیچ وجه در تحت حاکمیت یک رژیم سرمایه‌داری که در ایران حکومت میکنه و نه فقط در عرض 40 سال اخیر بلکه سال هاست. ما 5 دهه حکومت پهلوی رو داشتیم و بعد از اون بیش از 4 دهه حکومت جمهوری اسلامی. مردم میدونن که در تحت این حکومت ها به یک همچین خواسته هایی نخواهند رسید. بنابراین ما اینجا جمع شدیم که هم صدا با مردم ایران به اصطلاح محکوم بکنیم جمهوری اسلامی رو به خاطر جنایاتی که انجام میده. خواهان آزادی کلیه زندانیان سیاسی در ایران باشیم، خواهان پشتیبانی از مادران دادخواه باشیم، خواهان این باشیم کسایی که مرتکب به جنایت شدن از جمله رئیسی جلاد به اصطلاح مسئولیت بگیره، به دادگاه کشیده بشه و بپذیره که دست به چه جنایاتی زده. این جنایات هرگز از خاطره تاریخی ما حذف نمیشه. خیلی ممنون از شما و مرسی از اینکه به صحبت‌های من گوش کردید.
Merci Parveen, and thank you for your speech. And whatever you said, freedom, bread, or whatsoever, is impossible to Islamic Republic of Iran. That's why we are saying, down with Islamic Republic of Iran! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran! Islamic Republic, anti-women republic! Islamic Republic, anti-women republic! Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime has got to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime has got to go! One of the youngest supporters of Iranian is here, and then who want to speak briefly and support for the Iranian movement. So whatsoever is going on in Iran. So Puria, give warm welcome to him.
I'll try to keep this one quick. Okay, my name is Puria. I'm a 24-year-old citizen here. We're here to protest against the Islamic regime in Iran. We're grateful to be able to protest here. A lot of people in many countries, including my home country in Iran, they can't protest peacefully anything against the regime. They're brutally oppressed. For anyone walking by who doesn't know, a 22-year-old Iranian citizen was beaten to death by the regime for showing her hair. Something everyone walking by is free to do. They're showing their hair, but in our country, 22-year-old showed her hair and the regime killed her. So we're here to publicly say we're against the regime. We don't like the regime, and the regime has to go in any way possible, shape or form. So to anyone who stopped, thank you for coming out. To all the political prisoners, anyone here holding a sign, thank you for voicing your voice for those who don't have one. So thank you.
Thank you, Puria.
با درود و سلام خدمت همگی شما و تشکر از اینکه امروز در این اکسیون شرکت کردید. قتل مهسا اولین قتل دولتی نیست. سالهای ساله که جمهوری اسلامی از روی کار اومدنش یک قتل سیستماتیک علیه زنان، علیه دختران، علیه آنچه که بوی آزادی میداد وایستاده و همه رو به قتل رسونده. و امروز یک دختر 22 ساله که فقط برای اینکه چند تا از تار موش بیرون بود اونو گرفته و به طرز فجیعی با ضرباتی که بهش زدن، خونی که از گوش مهسا توی بیمارستان اومد، شیم جمهوری اسلامی باید باشه. این یک قتل سیستماتیکه، این یک قتل امروز و فردا نیست و دیروز نداق آقا سلطان بود، امروز مهساست و هزاران و صدها زن دیگه که تحت این حکومت همیشه برده و اسیر بودن. دوستان، ما همه غمگینیم ولی همه خشمگینیم. ما نباید در خانه ها بنشینیم و عزاداری کنیم. ما باید خشممون رو تبدیل به یک فعالیت، تبدیل به یک تظاهرات، تبدیل به یک اعتصاب عمومی، یک تظاهرات عمومی بکنیم. و امروز وقتی که اینجا جمع شدیم خواسته داشته باشیم. شما میدونید چهارشنبه رئیسی جنایتکار که عامل قتل صدها هزاران نفر در زندانهای جمهوری اسلامی در دهه 60 بود، به دعوت سازمان ملل واقعا نمیدونم چی بگم، داره به نیویورک میاد. وظیفه تک تک ماست که این جانی رو، این قاتل رو افشا کنیم، با حضورمون، با تظاهراتمون نذاریم که این بیاد اونجا و چیکار کنه، از طرف نماینده مردم ایران باشه. شما میدونین قتل مهسا یک دختر 22 ساله امروز به همت مدیای اجتماعی جهانی میشه و همه میبینن، ولی شما نمیدونین که در زندانهای جمهوری اسلامی امثال مهساها به چه طرز فجیعی مورد تجاوز و اعدام قرار گرفتن و امروز ما همه عصبانی، هممون خشمگین هستیم و به خاطر اینکه زخم 40 ساله ما اینجا زخم باز کرده و همه ما امروز در این صحنه هستیم. من از حضور تک تک شما تشکر میکنم که به این اکسیون اومدید و صدای اعتراضتون رو دارین اینجا میرسونید. ما هم باید امروز هم صدا با زنان کرد که در سقز روسری هاشون رو در آوردن و با شعار مرگ بر دیکتاتور به خیابان ها اومدن، از زنانمان بخواهیم که روسری هاشون رو آتیش بزنن. این سمبل داعشه، روسری سمبل حجاب سمبل داعش توی ایران و این پاشنای آشیل جمهوری اسلامی بر علیه زنانه. درود به شما و مرگ بر جمهوری اسلامی.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime has got to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime has got to go! We invite the Ehsan, one of the member of the Kaarzar, to come for a speech. He is a member of the Unifor of Canada. Welcome, Ehsan.
Thanks everyone being here. All you know, as our friends they said, Parveen, Erdogan, other young friends they said, you know why we are here. We are here because of young 22 years old woman in Iran has been killed by the Iranian regime after 2 hours arrest. They arrested her because of her hair was out, because of her fundamental freedom, which to choose whatever he wants to wear, which to choose however she wants to live. But unfortunately in Iran, as you know, there's a dictatorship government. They deny the right of 50% of the Iranian, which is women, students, girls. They deny them. They deny their rights. They deny to let them to speak out, to let them to wear whatever they want to wear, to talk to anyone they want to have relationships with anyone they want to have. Unfortunately, they look at them as a second-hand citizen, and they arrested, and they killed them after 2 hours under torture and beaten. And they announced, oh, she had a heart attack. They try to cover up. They think Iranian or world are stupid, they don't realize, they don't understand. That's why we are here today. But I would like to talk to Trudeau. I would like to talk to European governments. I would like to talk to Biden. I'm talking to you guys. You know what's going on in Iran. You know, especially Trudeau. You know what's going on in Iran. You're listening to news. You're seeing all these pictures. I'm sure you see all of them and you are aware of them. How you let them to come to this country, their families? How you give them a visa? How you give them a permanent residence in Canada, in Europe, and in United States? You know what's going on in Iran, but you are trying to make it deal with them. You know, even all these students, all these new citizens, they are coming to Canada or Europe or States. Their parents, they're in the power. Their parents, they're sucking Iranian bloods. But you let them to bring all those capital to Canada. They bring all those capital to a state or to Europe. Are you hungry for the money? Are you hungry for the, you know what is that money? That money is Iranian blood, which they bring here and they invest. I hope you learn. And after the same as my friend said, after a few days, Iranian president, they call president, his arm is in Iranian bloods, and he's coming to United Nations to represent the Iranian, 85 million Iranian, to say yes, we have freedom, we have democracy. Can you believe him? No. And how you are going to give them a visa? I would like to finish this part of my speech in English, and I would like to have a few words in Farsi. با تشکر از کارزار دفاع از مردم ایران که این آکسیون رو برقرار کردن و همچنین به من هم اجازه دادن چند کلمه‌ای صحبت کنم و تسلیت به خانواده مهسای عزیز و همچنین تسلیت ویژه به جنبش زنان ایران و به همه زنان ایران و به همه مردان و زنانی که برای برابری مبارزه می‌کنند. امروز مهسا رو کشتن، ولی هزاران مهسا دیگه در آینده تولد خواهند یافت. بذر این مبارزه سال 57 کاشته شد و از اون روز به این ور هر روز می‌بینیم بذرهای جدیدی کاشته میشه، بالخصوص توسط زنان ما. ناامید نشید زنان عزیز، مردم با شما هستند و شما هستید که در فردای انقلاب پرچمدار انقلابید. شما هستید امروز می‌بینیم مبارزات شما را هیچ رهبری وجود نداره، ولی تک تک شماها رهبرید، تک تک شماها دارید با تمام تلاش‌هایی که می‌کنید این جنبش رو به پیش می‌برید و این رژیم خونخوار به درستی تشخیص داده، کما اینکه از جنبش کارگری، جنبش پرستاران، جنبش بازنشستگان صدای هیچ کسی رو نشنید، صدای گرسنگان ایران رو نشنید، ولی به درستی صدای شما رو شنید و وحشت داره از شما، از جنبش شما وحشت داره، از تارموی شما وحشت داره، از مساها وحشت داره و میدونه که در فردای انقلاب در همین شاید نه چندان دور جنبش زنان با جنبش کارگری پیوند خواهند خورد و میبینیم به هر شکل ممکن فعالین جنبش کارگری رو میکنه تو زندان، ولی با جنبش زنان نمیتونه به هیچ عنوان، تنها و تنها به گفته خودشون، ولی به گفته خود علی خامنه‌ای که سازماندهی که یه دستور داد به هواداران خودش که میگفت ویدئوش هست در یوتیوب میتونید سرچ کنید، برگشت گفتش که ما حجاب رو با پوشش کسی کاری نداریم، نه در منزلش، ولی از آن جایی که ما حاکمیت اسلام داریم، حاکمیت اسلامی اجازه نمیده در ملأ عام که پوشش اسلامی نداشته باشه. یعنی در واقع حکم رو صادر کرد و گفت بکشید مساها رو و اینجاست که مطمئنا میدونه که این جنبش زنانه که با پیوندش با جنبش کارگری ریشه قدرتشون رو از جا میکنن و با اتحاد و همچنین همصدایی با همه این عزیزان ما میتونیم ریشه رژیم رو بکنیم. با تشکر از همه.
I'm so sorry that we are standing here again and again and again after 30 years. As long as I know, I remember, we are in this place almost 3, 4, 5 times a year for the same issue. For that, women in Iran and the people in Iran, and specifically women in Iran, are attacked or do not have any right. They afraid going outside and not coming back. I'm standing here as a former political prisoner that spent, yes, a few years in jail with fighting for our rights. And we're still standing here. It's 2022. In 2022, my daughter, my niece, my friend's daughter go outside and not coming back. Why? Do we ask why? Just because of their hair? Just because they brutally attack, they forced to go to the police cars? Why? Because some of my hair is out. Because my daughter's hair is out. So this is a reality. I am speechless. I am angry. We are all angry that this is happening and we are witnessing this. Again, it's 2022 people. So Mehsa, ژینا, a Kurdish girl from my region, Kurdistan, was only 22 years old. So, as we all know, she was just traveling to Tehran, and she was just arrested, and it was not just ژینا. It was so many other, and this is again the reality of everyday life of women there. So she get arrested. She doesn't want to go in the car. She's 22 years old. She's scared. She screams. Her brother is there. So they take her to the car, and then one of the officials probably hit her head. What happened? Internal bleeding. That was internal bleeding. Shame on the Iranian media, Iranian TV that's showing a video of Mehsa just entering to a room, just go and sit down. 2 minutes after, she stand up, she goes to the officials, and she collapses. Are you kidding us? What's happening here? Do you even know that? Do you even look at the video you have there? Is a light there, and then you don't know how many hours she was sitting there. After was beaten, after she already had an internal bleeding, then you're just saying, oh, she had a heart attack. From when you are 22 years old without any history have a heart attack? So this is why we are here. This is after 40 years. This is the life of our daughters. This is not going to be tolerable right now. As you know, right now, the women in Iran, so they are rising up. They cut their hair. I do not like that, but this is in protest. They cut their hair. They burn their headscarves. So, yes, we are not going to. This would be something right now that is starting of another revolution, another, not be silent anymore. Again, I'm just so speechless. I know that all of us, because we relate to that. We have our nieces and we have our sister live there. It could be again me, my daughter, my sister, my nieces in Iran. I hope that they hear us from all over the world. It's not like, I'm so happy this is right now in media. This is the first time actually I was called by CKNW this morning to have an interview. That was good. And I'm coming here and the global TV called. So have an interview regarding this. This is good. This is good because every time for 40 years, I don't know how many times it's happening that we have this in even the local medias. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Please be together. We are not going to forgive. We are not going to forget. Let's have the solidarity. And I'm so sorry that we have to go through this again. Thank you. Oh, and هر بجی کرد و کردستان پیغام با مردم کردستان، مردم شارکم، مردم سقز، مردم تو کردکان دنیا چون فکر کم و ژینا به خاطر او که کرد بو، به خاطر او که لینا و تو یام پی تو کردی دانیت بام لتوخسرو داد خم مشت بام سر تاب داد خم. به خاطر او که کردی، به خاطر او که یک کنیشک کردی، من افتخارکم کنیشک کردم. Freedom. I tattooed the freedom in my arm. I have the freedom here. My children have all freedom in their arms. So, long live freedom.
مرسی مهران. بیشی کردستان. Long live international solidarity.